much rain. So please put your comments in the chat. It doesn't have to be, it can even be personal. You can ask me personal questions. I will answer. I don't hide anything. You guys know I'm an open book. I won't tell you where I live, but I'll tell you everything else, all right? So ask me questions. I will answer your questions. I will take them as it comes in. You don't have to super chat them. Just ask the questions. Tonight is your show. I'll go through your questions. I'll answer your questions, okay? Let's see. So let me see if I have any questions. There's one from Oshe Duke Jackson, assistant, is saying, are we off keys now since he's switched to Mombasa, or he's still a target? He's still a target as long as he doesn't comply with the rules. Mombasa is still Kenya. I saw the video. I've been watching him. My biggest Kenyan plug is in Mexico right now on vacation. Right? My boy is having a good time in Mexico right now. So Keys has a few days ahead of us. But it feels like he understands what we're saying. So I think maybe he's going to comply. I really believe that he's going to comply. So I want to like the dude. I really want to like him. All right. I want to like him, but I want him to respect us and respect Kenya. As long as he shows love and respect to Kenyans and the Kenyan people, we got no problems. I don't care how many women he sleeps with. That's a negotiation between him and the women. I'm game. I don't care. These are grown adults making grown decisions. But monetizing it, putting it on Front Street, telling everybody that Kenya is a sex hub, that everybody should go over there and have sex, we're going to have some problems. That's the only problem that I have with Keys. If Keys can correct course, all my resources will be pulled off. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let him have a good time, enjoy his vacation. But this couch surfing and couch content where you're showing girls twerking, even he knew it was wrong. That's why he took that video down. Okay? So if Keys acts right, we're brothers. We're going to be good. See, I don't hate them FBAs, man. If you act right, we're good. All right? When will I start with some tech teachings, man? That's the thing. The problem is nobody watches it. You know, I did the free credit stream and nobody watched it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna do like a video on demand for this channel. I'll keep it on this channel, right? Since it's a live stream channel and I don't really post long form content. Every month I'm gonna put together maybe some career courses. And whenever you want to look at it, you can always come back and look at it. So I think that's a good question. Yes. Let's start next week. I think I'll start an introduction course to programming. I think I'll do an introduction to programming course or structured query languages course to get you started. And then, or maybe I'll do more generic courses where I talk about the jobs, where the jobs are. Okay. So where the jobs are. So what I'm going to probably do is take the BLS data every month, look at where jobs were added and where jobs were lost, do an analysis on those job numbers, and give you insights on what you should learn or where you should go next so that you're at least 10 years ahead of the competition, right? Because I think this is where the world is going now. You have to be at least 10 years ahead of the competition. Good question. Good question, Byron. Because we do a lot of stupidity here. I'll be honest. I've been part of the problem, okay? But my stuff is more deliberate. I'm not doing it because of hate or dislike for certain people. I'm just doing it just to force them to cover ground and to push them into having conversations. But at the end of the day, I really want everybody to do well. That's what it's about. So good call. I think we can get back to doing that. Time is a bit of a struggle, but it's very doable. What I'll probably end up doing is once a month, I'll look at BLS data because it comes out every month, or the ADP data for private sector jobs, and then look at where the job creation is coming from and add my input to it and add some suggestions on how people can go there. You know, a friend of mine just lost his job 2 days ago. So the job market is pretty tough. So yeah, maybe we should start moving into more important stuff instead of talking about all this crazy stuff that we've been talking about, man. Good call. Let me see. KF is saying Marquise is complaining that he cannot find any pros in Mombasa. Really? Like, come on, man. If you come from America, you go to developing countries. It shouldn't be that hard to get women, bro. You don't need to go for the pros. Auto 718, salute, greetings. Thanks for being here. Let me know your comments in the section. You don't have to super chat. I will take all your questions. I have a lot of range, so you can ask me any questions. You'll be surprised. You can even ask me about tennis. You can ask me about football. Not so much about American football, but you can ask me about basketball. I used to watch a little bit of it, so I kind of know. I know a little bit, right? But I have a lot of range, so you can ask me anything. Be open about it. Even private stuff, I'll open up. I don't mind. Yeah, I agree. Because sometimes people think that we cover for immigrants or black immigrants that are doing bullshit just because they're black immigrants. We cover for them because we have to keep everybody, and just always bash black Americans. So we're always bashing black Americans, but then we're not bashing the black immigrants that are also creating problems. And I think we need to change course because I think Flakko is immature. Flakko is immature. He's grifting. I hate when people grift. I hate when people steal. I hate when people are dishonest. And I don't like what I've seen about him. He's too young. So I wanted to cut him some slack. But I'm looking at this. I'm like, no, this guy is just as much a problem as an O'Shea. He's not any better. So yes, I will be covering a lot of Flakko because I don't like what I've heard about him. And so far, the way he's moving is not something that I like, even if he's an African. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Because sometimes people like Flakko make people look bad. They make all black people look bad. And we can't just sit here and bash FBAs when one of our own people are doing bullshit. We got to call it out. So I will be closing in on Flakko. He won't like my videos. I'm sure he's going to say some things, right? But I can debate all these guys all day, every day, and they will never win. I know. I can debate. He's young. Flakko is not even 30. Is he 30 years old? He's not 30. He hasn't seen anything about life. He doesn't know life like that. He hasn't lived long enough to understand. Traveling lenses. Traveling lenses, salute, welcome in. He says, Nana, stay on the neck, especially Austin and Keys. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I like when people travel. Travel is good, man. Traveling opens your eyes to a lot of things, cultures, experiences. Even the guys that date, I had no problem with that. But why are they? See, when you put a country up and you say, hey, go here for sex, go pay for sex here, you are diminishing the status of that country into creating this mindset that there's nothing in that country except for sex tourism. Look at the DR and look at Colombia. Till this very day, it's been almost 30 years. Colombia has been fighting to clean up their sex tourism image, and they have had no success.
Thanks for the tip.
So we need to be very careful. If we don't call these things out, they you're dick watching. No, we're not dick watching. We're just saying that, guys, there's certain things you can't do. I don't care if you travel solo, you're playing with 10 women, you're having a good time, you're doing whatever the hell you're doing. But once you start to influence people to go in, you create situations like a Floyd, the pedos who join, the child molesters who join, and then we have a much bigger problem. Because on the internet, you just don't know what people do. And the fact that these people don't even see what is wrong with it, that's what really beats my mind. Like, geez, you guys don't see that this is a problem. So yes, I do agree with you. I think we need to call out. I've left Austin alone because I kind of when I make promises, I keep them. So I left Austin Holloman alone because Austin Holloman is not in Africa right now. Soon as he gets back to Africa, he's gonna I'm trying to give him reasons not to return. Because if I hit him right now, and he returns and I'm hitting him, it's going to look like an obsession. But if I tell him and say, Austin, as long as you are not in Africa, me and you have no problems. And now his views are going up. Austin's views are going up. So Austin is going to make a business decision and say, hey, this Nana dude is not on my ass. I'm no longer in Africa. My views are going up. So I will stay away from Africa. All right. Shout out to you, Jada. So that's what I'm trying to incentivize Austin not to return to Africa. That's why I don't make any more videos about Austin. It's intentional. I could have made a video about his Klarna card and made a lot of views on it, right? But I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, let me give Austin some time off and some time to reconsider so he doesn't return to Africa. And as long as Austin doesn't return to Africa, I think we're good, right? So far, we're doing good. He's not in Africa. He can do whatever he wants to do in Asia. We got no problems, right? Soon as he lands in Africa, we're going to start again. All right. My problem is that I'm only protecting Africa. I don't care what these people are doing in Asia, Latin America. The Colombians are doing their thing. We are doing our thing, right? So, but Keys is a problem. Yes, Keys is FBA. He's FBA. He's FBA. His behavior is FBA. But I'm not after him just because he's FBA. If the homies Hab, who is African, right? If the homies Hab goes to Nairobi, Kenya, I will make the same videos about him. So my target is not Black American. My target is degenerates, all right? These people just always want to make it like it's always Black Americans. No, it's just degenerates. So if the homie Hub goes to Kenya and does the same bullshit, he will get it from me. It's the same thing, all right? Gustav Poetic has gone, he's gone crazy. No, it's a grift. He doesn't care about Black people. I think I'm a better ally for Black Americans than Poetic Flakko. I'm sure some of you are going to laugh. I'm sure some of you are going to laugh, but I think I'm a better ally to the Black community than Poetic Flakko because I don't lie to you guys. I don't cheat. I don't steal your money. I don't have no membership. I don't sell any stupid courses. I just come here and I stream my mind and I go away. All right. And my positions are firm. I'm not moving and switching up. Everybody knows where I stand on certain things, especially when it comes to Black folk. Okay. My positions are very clear. They don't ever change. So at least people know who I am. They know that with Nana, this is what you're going to get. But with Poetic, it's like, hey, where's the money? Hey, the money is here. I'm with the FBAs. The money is here. I'm with the Africans. Godfrey, the same. All right. This is why they are all getting into trouble with the Black community. And I think in this case, I think the FBAs are right. The FBAs are right when it comes to Godfrey and Poetic. Because they're not mad at me, right? FBAs are not mad at Nana because they know what they're going to get with me. They know that I don't roll with them. So they're not going to say, hey, this guy, no. They know where I stand and it's not going to change. But with Flakko, they're like snakes. Today they're here, tomorrow they're there. Today they're here, tomorrow they're there. And now it's starting to backfire because the Black folks are saying, hey, Flakko talking about white supremacy doesn't mean that he has, that he really even believes that there's some white supremacy. He's just saying it because that's what is going to draw the Black audience. Remember, with YouTube, you don't need somebody to be of a higher income. Like you don't need to target middle income, high income people. You just need to target people who can watch your videos. Eyes. You're only paying for eyes, right? That means that as long as you have 100,000 Black people watching your videos, you can say things that Black people like. Your analytics tells you who is viewing your videos. I can do deep YouTube analytics with you if you want to see it, where it can even pinpoint, if you really know what you're doing, you can even pinpoint where a lot of your sources are coming from. You can group people into demographics. So Flakko knows that his audience is predominantly Black American. So he has to be in their good graces. That's the only way he makes money. But the boy is tricking the money. He's doing bullshit with the money. I don't think he's saving up. He's buying Rolexes. He has no financial structure, no financial education. Look at my hands, fellas. Look at my hands. I got no Rolexes. I got no watch. No, I don't even have a Casio. I think I have one watch that my wife bought. There's no Rolexes. I'm very frugal. I can afford it. I will be able to. I've been in a position to be able to afford it for 10 years in a row. You're never gonna see me on YouTube 10 years from now wearing one. My wife always beats me up, not physically, but like conversationally, as to why I don't wear jewelry even when she buys it. I don't buy those things. I'll gift her a Gucci bag or a Louis Vuitton, but that's just because it's a woman. I'm just gifting it to her. But when I'm gifting it, it's just for her, but that means that I'm compensating for not owning one. I'm frugal. This is just how you build wealth. You build wealth by understanding a certain level of frugality. So even if YouTube is giving me $100,000 a month, you're never gonna see me go out there and buy a Rolex. And then every time I do a video, I'll just be throwing my hands at you, right? But what will I do instead? I'll buy some lights. I'll change my background. I'll buy some microphones and some mic handles. I'll try to make the content better because that's what the money is for. So I'll put it in the product. But going out there and just buying stupid stuff, like just to show off, I get buzzes when I look at my brokerage account on a Monday when the stock exchange opens and I'm up $4,000 or I'm up $5,000. That makes me feel good. I'd rather do that because I know the money is digital, but it feels better. It feels good. I'm not going to go out there. Now, I'll splurge a little bit on real estate. That's usually where I draw the line. But outside of real estate, I'm very frugal. And I think that's what most people should do. I think most people, for the most part, and this is not only Black Americans, I think Black people globally are horrible, horrible, horrible at managing money. All Blacks, Caribbean Blacks, Latin American Blacks, African Blacks, South African Blacks, Western Blacks, all Black people are horrible, horrible, horrible at understanding money and managing money. This is why 4 months ago, I gave you guys a book to read, Your Money or Your Life. Please go and grab that book. It's probably only $5, $6. Grab a copy of that book and read it. It'll help you, man. It will really help you. That's why I put it out there publicly. Please grab that book. It will help you. Let me grab some more comments. Tento says, welcome. Good. KF says, I cannot stop. That didn't make me feel good. KF says, I cannot stop the subs. I would love to stop the subs. Truth Boy, salute to Truth Boy. Truth Boy says, Flakko sold his soul to whatever content brings him the most views and money. He's no different than O'Shea. Yes, he's no different than O'Shea. Like, can they not have any integrity? And that was one of the problems that I experienced with Anton Daniels, because I used to really, really love Anton, right? And then once I understood what he's also doing, I'm like, you guys make enough money to where, yeah, maybe you may have made some mistakes and felt a certain way, but at some point you got to bring it home. You have to get to a point where you introduce a little bit of honesty into your life. Be honest with people. Don't help people out. Help people out. Be honest with people. Help people out. You can't eat alone. Even in as much as I believe in capitalism, you shouldn't always eat alone. I think Flakko has gotten so greedy. And now, he's doing this shit with Roland Martin, bro. See, I have my own issues with Roland Martin, but I'll never take away from Roland Martin the amount of help and support he's given to Black immigrants and Black people in America. I'll never take that away from him. I don't like his politics. It sucks. I don't like his beliefs and the things he believes. But I don't care about your politics. I care about who you are as a person. And I don't think Roland Martin is a bad person. I disagree with him on a lot of issues, right? But if one thing you cannot take away from Roland Martin, he loves his people. He loves black people. So for Flakko to turn on him like that, just to make some money, why are you talking about his penis size? And Tasha K is laughing and is enjoying that. I'm like, why are you guys doing that to one of your own? Like, out of respect, Roland is an adult. He's an old man. He's in his 60s, maybe even 70s. Can you not show him some love and respect? He made a mistake. Why are you putting his business out there like that? What are you going to get from this? This is why I've never covered the Roland Martin issue. You know, I've never covered it. Like, why would you put it out there like that? Describing his dick size. Meanwhile, Flakko looks like a hippo. He's overweight. And if there's one thing we know, overweight men have little dicks. So why is he talking about Roland Martin's dick publicly? And he's all excited about it. So we have a Flakko problem. I was rooting for him against O'Shea, but now we have a Flakko problem. He's an issue. Okay? Because even for black people, Flakko is no good. He promotes the degenerate part of black American culture that black people are trying to move away from. So he's not even doing the black community any good. Why should I defend a dude like that? Just because he's African. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that just because he's African. He's an idiot. You know, and the way he's moving, he's going to start losing views. He will start losing views the way he's moving. Because a lot of black people are going to look at him and say, no, this guy is just a grifter. He's just like the rest of them. See, all these YouTubers that since COVID blew up, lied to audiences, cheated their way to the top, everything is going to self-correct. Systems always correct. And now, you know, it's only a matter of time. All these things are going to self-correct, man. Okay, so I am Old French. He says, you need to do African YouTuber Mike Adelabu. I think that's a Nigerian name. That should be a Yoruba name. I think he is Nigerian. Yes, the name sounds Nigerian. He's exploiting people too. He exploited Black American child rapper Lil RT on YouTube months ago. What content does he do? If you're still on, give me a follow-up. Let me know what kind of content he does. Ja Works says, congratulations. What's your favorite place to go in Jamaica? Montego Bay. Montego Bay. Montego Bay. I also like Kingston. I like Kingston. Kingston is not for everybody. Kingston is not for tourists, but I like Kingston. St. Anne. St. Anne. I used to have a lot of pen pals growing up in St. Anne, so I like St. Anne. But for family, I like Montego Bay for family. Solo travel, I like Kingston. Good question. Tento said the stupidity helps gain views and it's sometimes fun. Yeah, it does. It does. But, you know, at some point, people have to pay bills. People have to live. People have to raise kids. People have to settle down at some point. You know, you guys know I'm very big on marriage. I talk about marriage all the time. And I think there should always be an opportunity for YouTubers to sometimes share a few personal things that can help their audience. You don't have to always monetize stuff. This is what I don't understand. It's like all these guys want to monetize everything. Bro, if these people can sell you their drawers, they'll sell you their drawers. And I mean, I know OnlyFans models do that. They'll like autograph their drawers and send it to you in the mail, right? These YouTubers will sell you their drawers right now. It's like there's no... The level of immorality is so much that I understand why there's content fatigue and a lot of audiences are starting to move away, especially from big channels. Because once they cross that 300,000 threshold, a lot of them lose their minds. They lose their senses because they're coming into YouTube broke. They've never made money before. So they're just coming into YouTube broke. So the moment they see that $100,000 in cash, they just go crazy. They go bonkers. and they start to lose themselves. And that's just crazy, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, if somebody does this full time, I'm not interested. I don't watch YouTubers unless I'm how-to videos I do. Like how-to videos, I'll watch YouTubers that are big if I'm trying to learn something. But like general commentary channels, reaction channels, if you have more than about 100,000 subs and it's your full-time job, I typically tune out, because the people that have reached that level of subscription and they're doing it full-time, they need to pay bills. So they can be good people, but because of their desperation to pay bills, they start to become horrible people. Because they like to steal from their audience. They see every view as $1. All right, let me, I got 43 people watching. Can you give me $1 each? That's $43. That's how they think. Okay, if they give me $10 each, that's $430. I've made $430 for the stream. I can pay my light bill. That's what they're thinking. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be an organic place. You come to hang out. You may or may not get support, but if you really love what you're doing, you should be able to do it and not expect that people put money out. And there's all these cash apps they put out and all this money, constant barrage of asking you for money is stupid, it's crazy. It makes you not even enjoy the content. It's no longer engaging. It's like, why are you here? If every 10 minutes I have to ask you for money, what is the point? Where is the entertainment value if I have to ask you for money every 10 minutes on a live stream? It's stupid. It's not entertaining. So it's hard for me to watch. I was just on a few live streams today. I did do some super chats today. Of course, I do that randomly. I'll go on people's channels. I even went on BMT. Can you guys believe it? I gave BMT $10 today. Because I was there I was trolling him. I just wanted to troll, but, and to source content. So I'd go to people like that. But this behavior will have to stop. If you love doing this, do it out of love and passion. But if you're doing this full-time as a job, I just don't believe that they can be honest enough. I just haven't seen it. I don't think these people can be honest. I really don't. Because they have to pay bills. If you have to pay bills, you can't be. Christopher saying Flakko is on Roland Martin. Yeah, he is. He is, but like I said, look at all the stuff Roland Martin has done for immigrants, man. Salute to Sagat. Salute to Sagat. Sagat said, I would love for you to target more African men and women. A lot of them have lost cause. I'm sick of it. Yes, let me know. Send me the suggestions. There's some people that think that I won't talk about them just because of their being Africans and I cut them some slack. My standard bar is morality. If you drift to a point where it's unacceptable and it's gonna affect people, I will have problems with you, even if you're African. Like I said, I'm an equal opportunity smoke giver. There's a lot of immorality on these content spaces. We got to clean it up. We really have to. We got to clean it up. This is why I'm very transparent about my stuff, because if I don't add this level of transparency, then they can nest me in with this group of idiots, and I don't want to be part of them. This is why I don't do collaborations. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I would go on certain, like Book. I like Book because Book watches my channel. So it's like a subscriber. So Book is the only person that I've been on a live stream with him like the last few weeks. I typically don't collaborate with these people. I don't trust them. I think they're all lost and crazies. If I can't hang out with you in real life, I will not come on your platform to contribute. And that's what I see with a lot of these guys. I will never be able to hang out with them in real life, so I'm not going to go there and contribute. But I can hang out with Book because I like Book. So yes, I'll go on his platform and I'll contribute to his platform. Glitters is here. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hi, Glitters. Yes, it's been a while. You left me. I hope that means you're making a lot of money. If you're not here, that means you're making a lot of money. That's always how I see it, because I look at my analytics and I have a very high retention. So the guys that have been watching me for like a year, they always will come back at some point. There's very rare occasions where people leave and never come back, right? Which is typically FBAs who leave and not come back because they didn't like a video that I did. But most of my people, when they are here, they will come back, and I never forget them, even though these are just Google names. But I know exactly who you are because you've been here. I know what you think, how you write, what your positions are. So yeah, welcome in. Says, can I use SAP to get some Powerball numbers? I think your best bet is to use GPT. Or just use also the Google search engine has like has a way to randomize numbers. So you can actually tell, because now they've incorporated Gemini into Google search. So you can actually use Gemini if you're just doing a search on Google, like Google search, the old search. And you can put it in and put your parameters and say, give me 6 Powerball numbers at random, and it'll give you some numbers. You might want to try that. But look at the odds. It's very hard to win, man. You just have to be lucky. I don't think a computer will help you win this stuff. Glitter, yes, I'm on TikTok, but I don't post a lot of videos because I don't like the TikTok algorithm. I struggle to understand the algorithm. I think we only have 70 followers on TikTok, but that's where a lot of the bullying goes on. So what I typically do is, and I haven't done a lot of that lately, but I used to go on their live streams, clip it, and then bring it on YouTube and spoke them on YouTube. Because here's one of the things. YouTube is a better algorithm, even though it's harder, it's a better algorithm than TikTok. So that toxicity they have on TikTok just remains on TikTok. It doesn't leave the TikTok platform. But YouTube is where the thing is. And on YouTube, all their channels are not doing great. Tariq Nasheed, he left the main channel. So now his ISM radio channel has about 70,000 subs. That's an average YouTube channel. Who else is there? Black Alpha Network. What is there? About 45,000, 50,000. That's also a small thing, right? And they have very high retention. I look at their graphs and people come in and leave because there's a lot of Black Americans that bought into the whole FBA shit, and then they realize these guys are full of shit. Maybe they have African friends, they have Caribbean dogs they've been hanging out with for 20 years. They're like, you know what? I don't buy into this bullshit. And then they log off. So they really, really struggle with YouTube, right? So I think we should keep it on YouTube. We'll go to TikTok, we take their dummy selves clips, we bring it on YouTube, and we lash them. Because on YouTube, they are not dominant like that. Because the YouTube algorithm really dies, like it really kills some keywords. Like they can't do the things they do on TikTok on YouTube. So I think we're gonna keep it on YouTube. If we need to multi-stream to TikTok at some point, maybe we'll do it in the future. It's a lot easier to grow your TikTok if your YouTube is already big and people know who you are, right? So I think we should just keep to YouTube. We have the live channel. We are 2,000 today within such a short time. And then the main channel is approaching 10,000. And because I work full-time, it's very hard for me to be overly consistent the way those guys are. But we'll get there. It takes time, but we'll get there, right? But between the two channels, we're averaging about 100,000 views a month. It's not a lot, but it's a lot of people, right? So, especially if you're a small channel needing discovery, that's 100,000 people that are seeing your videos every month. Eventually, you're gonna grow. It's gonna expand. People are gonna talk about you. So let's just keep it on YouTube for now. I think we're gonna do best if we just dominate on YouTube and counter the narratives coming out of Tariq from a YouTube platform. I think it's much better because YouTube is a King Kong of content, right? It is. Larry saying, Nana, does Godfrey get a pass after he disrespected Africans? So please, no, he doesn't. I did a reaction video today about Corey Holcomb and Godfrey, but my audio track was bad, so I pulled that reaction. I'm gonna have to redo it. It sucks. I spent 50 minutes today reacting to that video, and then I can't use the audio on it. That sucks. But I'm gonna have to redo it tomorrow, and maybe repost it on Monday or Tuesday. But Godfrey is like Flakko to me. These are Africans that have no morals. They're exactly, and for once I agree with the FBAs. They're exactly who Black Americans have issues with. They don't have issues with me because they know what my positions are. They have issues with the guys that pretend to be Black Americans. They use all the Black American resources out there, and then they turn their backs when it comes to Black American issues. That is Godfrey. That is Flakko. This is why those people are being hit hard, right? Because they're not hitting me. I don't take anything from the Black community, right? I don't steal from them. I don't lie to them. I don't steal from them. But Flakko and Godfrey have made their money off the backs of Black America. So of course they are compromised. They can't take any position because they need the money. They just care about dollars, man. Money corrupts. There's one thing my dad always used to say: money corrupts. Okay, money really corrupts. So unless you really have some formidable background to where you really stand strong and say you are principled, you believe this is right, this is wrong, most people are gonna fall for the money trap. And this is what you're seeing with Flakko and also with Godfrey, right? But I don't rank any of those two dudes they are bottom on my list right now. I'm not feeling them at all. I'll just be honest. I'm not feeling either of them. Whatever Black folks are doing to them, those people deserve it. Flakko deserves it. Godfrey deserves it. I used to defend them, but I'm like, yeah, they deserve it. Yeah. They have, and like I said, and that is because they didn't trust those guys. And I don't think they didn't trust those guys because they were Africans. They didn't trust those guys because those guys have made so much money off of the backs of Black America. So if you've made that much money off of their backs, you have to be deep, knees deep in support of them. And those people are trying to walk thread, like the diaspora wars are going on. Flakko is pretending like it doesn't exist. Godfrey is pretending like it doesn't exist. So as soon as they say something about the diaspora wars, Black folks get mad and they say, well, look, we told you, man, these terrorists, man, these Africans, they're like this. We told you these Africans. Well, they can't say that with me because my positions are very clear. So you can't say, well, Nana was like, oh, he was with us and he's no longer with us. Nana has never been with y'all. Right? I've never been with y'all. So you can't come back and say, hey, he used to be with us. No, you're never going to say that about me because I've been on record and I'm saying it right there today. I'm not with y'all. So you can't go around and say, hey, Nana used to be with us and now he's flipping and he's a chameleon. No, I'm not a chameleon. My positions are firm. Now I can moderate a few views. I can be in a good mood and say some good things about you. But for the most part, everybody knows where I stand. And it's not going to change. It is what it is, man. Take it or leave it. Let me get some more comments because I'm really, really behind. Sub-Saharan is in the house. Congrats on the subs. Thank you. Hopefully we can close it at 2,000 because this is our free membership. We don't want to grow this channel. It doesn't have to be that big, man. We just need 50 to 100 people in a live stream on a night-to-night basis. Hang out, chill with us. Gen Z is in the house. Shout out to Gen Z. Otto is saying, do you think the FBAs are online only for views? Yes, 100%. If you look at all the big channels that are doing FBA content, they were all red pillars at one point. Most of them are passport bros, so which means they were dating foreign women, so they don't have a problem with the terrorists. Some of them are even married to foreign women. Dennis Sperling is married to a Latina. Phil Scott is married to a Latina. They're not even married to Black women. All these guys had problems with Black women. So they were gender warriors They built their platform off of gender warriors. Most of them were Pan-Africans in the beginning because they had issues with white folks. Okay? They've only started having issues with Africans because around 2022, post-COVID, some non-governmental organizations started collecting specific data on Black immigrants in America and how they were closing the income gap in the US. So when that data became mainstream, some Black Americans realized that, oh my God, these Africans that are driving Uber are actually living in suburbs and they're doing so good. So it created some type of shock to most Black folks that didn't know how well some of these immigrants were doing. And they started building this narrative that Africans are saying that they are better than us. And I know no African ever says that. Oh, Africans are saying we're lazy. No, you feel you're lazy. Africans are not saying that. Because every time a Black American tells me, oh, do you Africans think we are lazy? I ask them, has any African told you to your face that you're lazy? 99.99% of the time, Black Americans have said no. No African, even on this platform when they come here, no African has told me to my face that we're lazy. And I'm like, okay, so how did you know that Africans are saying you're lazy? Or I heard people say that. Okay, so you heard some other Black Americans say that Africans say that you're lazy. But Africans have never told you to your face that you're lazy. So where did it come from? Or it comes from you assuming that that's what you think the Africans think of you. Because if Africans are generally judgmental people, right? We are very judgmental. We judge everybody, right? If you're a woman, you go have a child with some dude, Africans will judge you. Even your own mama will judge you. Right? We're very judgmental. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but we are very judgmental. And we'll say it to your face, right? Remember, there's a Black lady comedian that used to say she went on a date with an African, and the African told her to her face that she was fat.
So I said, hey man. He said, what is up? I said, can you talk to me? Oh, you want me to talk to you? Yes. I said, please, this is weird. It is not weird for me. Yeah, I think either you crazy or you gonna kidnap me. Just talk to me, please. I'm a little scared. Then he started talking to me, and he started complimenting me, but his compliments were very hurtful. But he didn't think they were, because that's just how African men see women. He was complimenting me as I'm eating, but it was hurting my feelings. He was like, look at you eating your food. Look at you eating your food. You are so happy when you are eating your food. Look at you. Your face is so fat when you are eating. Such good times. Then it got worse. Look at you eating your food. You are so fat. I love it. So fat. You are so big. I love a big woman. Yes, you are so fat, so big. Look at you eating in your cheeks. I love it when you are eating. Eat your food. Eat. Don't worry about me. Eat your food.
Right? That is your African. Don't say it in a more subtle, nice way. So all these things they are saying about us is just they assuming that we say those things, but we don't. The other guy that came on our channel the other day just said, oh, I've been called Akada my whole life. Like, no, Africans never say the Akata word to Black Americans to their face. It just used to be just Nigerians talking among themselves, like buddies talking among themselves about Black people. Every community and every group has a stereotype for other people, right? So it just exists amongst them. They don't go out there and say, this is what we're calling you. They don't say that, right? It's just stereotypical stuff that stays within them. And it's only one country in Africa. It's only Nigerians that use that word. If you're from Kenya, you've never heard that word before, but you're going to be blamed for it. How come we are the only ones that have to always take up for the entire continent? But Europeans don't take up for all Europe. You know, in Europe, all the countries in Europe, I don't see Czech Republic people taking English problems on. So why should a South African take on a Ghanaian problem? It doesn't make sense. But for some reason, all of us are supposed to be one country. I believe Africans are supposed to love other Africans. I believe Africans should trade amongst each other. But you guys have heard me say this. I also believe that we are a continent, which means we are made up of sovereign states. So being made up of sovereign state means Ghanaians have to respect Liberians for being a country because they are a country and they are governed differently. Some African countries are a parliamentary system. Some African countries are a democracy. Some are a dictatorship. Some have military leadership, like the Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, and Chad. Those are all military leaderships. South Africa is a parliamentary system. They pick their leaders through the parliament system, like the UK. Ghana is a multi-party democracy. Kenya is a multi-party democracy. Malawi and Zambia are multi-party democracies. So the African political economic system is diverse. It's not the same. So why do you expect all of us to have the same problems, the same solutions, and answer for the same things? It's really unfair to us. But that's what they do in North America. They put a whole continent as one people. Somebody said, oh, this Nana guy is an idiot because he doesn't know that there's slavery in Africa. I don't need to know. It's a big continent of 54 countries. The fact that it exists in Mauritania in a minority tribe doesn't mean it exists in Ghana or Kenya or Sierra Leone or Liberia. There's 53 countries where it doesn't exist. Why should I worry about it? And the country that you're using as an example is not even a country that is occupied by sub-Saharan Africans. Mauritania is occupied by mostly Arabs and Arab Moors and Arab-type populations with a small sub-Saharan African population. So why should we answer for that? It's an Islamic republic. It's religion first for them. But yet we're supposed to answer for that and say, oh, that's an African problem. It's like saying Greek problems. Greece always have wildfires. It's like telling the British that Europe always has wildfires, even though it only happens in Greece every summer. This thing has to stop. You have to respect that Africa is a continent and it has multiple countries and they all have different set of problems and solutions. And we shouldn't have to answer for all these other countries. That I've never been to Mauritania. Why should I answer for Mauritania's problems? But that's what they do. So if you are always using Africa as the benchmark, you are going to find problems because it's so many countries. So it's 1.5 billion people versus 51 million. Well, if it's 1.5 versus 51 million, then there's a lot of problems because there's so many people, right? That's the disingenuity in these debates. Like, pick one country. Pick Nigeria. Someone was like, oh, there's this rape festival in Nigeria. Well, it's one tribe in a country of 230 million people. A tribe that is not even 50,000 people. But yet, all of Nigeria and all of West Africa and all of Africa has to answer for some rape festival that I've never even heard of. I heard this from FBAs and I'm African. Okay. That means you're out there sourcing for negative information just to feel good about yourself. But yet, the Africans cannot talk about your issues. That's the disconnect right there. They can go look out, source all these intercontinental issues and put it on all of us, but we can't talk about one particular issue about them. When we do that, oh, you hate us. Oh, really? So we can't talk back? We can't fight back? We can't push back? But to answer your questions, it's for views, it's for money. I bet you if I meet Black Alpha Network in person, he'll buy me a meal or I'll buy him a meal. And he'll probably call me brother. They all don't believe in this thing. They don't believe in it. They're just doing it for money. Because the gender wars don't make money anymore. Who's making Kevin Samuels videos right now? All the Kevin Samuels reaction channels have died. They don't make any money right now. Go and look at O'Shea Duke Jackson's content. He has nothing to talk about. There's really nothing to talk about. So this is the new money. In the next 2 years, this is going to get tiring. You know when it gets tiring? When we have another George Floyd issue, when there's some more police shootings, when something happens between white America and Black America, they're all going to look in the mirror and say, oh, let's get back and start working with these people. You know, right now they are chilling because, you know, things are better for them, right? Things are better for black people in America right now, more generally, right? It's okay. Now you can make money on YouTube. You can make content money. So things are a lot better for black folks right now. You don't have to hold a formal job. You can just get a camera, get some lights, come sit here and make $1,000 a month. So, and that's enough to pay the bills and still be on Section 8. So these guys have a lot of time on their hands. Things have gotten better for them, right? Even though it's still really low income, but they're content. They're content. Right? It's better than gang banging or stealing or robbery, right? So they are going to keep doing this up until the money dries out. Soon as those views dry down, a lot of those guys are gonna move away from that. It's all for the views. Midwest OG said, "Why you be hating on FBAs?" No, I don't hate them. I've said this explicitly that I don't hate black folks. I can't hate people that look like me, right? I'm only pushing back on the narratives coming out of Tariq Nasheed and all these other groups. It's like they want to monetize by creating conflict between immigrants and black Americans. And they're doing it by, it's one thing if you say, hey, Flakko did this or Godfrey did this, and those two individuals are bad. Or this black immigrant took this from us. Or these black immigrants are disrespecting us by saying this. If you pinpoint specific cases, specific issues, I'm with you on that. But to look and say, hey, your homeland is this, go back home, those are xenophobic points. That has nothing to do with specific issues. That is just you specifically enraged and angry at somebody being here looking for opportunity. Right? So when I look at those things and like, okay, so you guys have over 1,000 channels that say the worst things about Africans, but the Africans can't say anything back. That is the dishonesty. That's where I draw the line. So I'm only here to push back on those narratives, but I don't hate y'all. If they stop, we stop. We only have maybe 4 guys that are pushing back. You guys have O'Shea, Phil Scott, Dennis Perlin, Tariq Nasheed, Black Alpha Network, and CEO. I'm just saying this off the top of my head. There's another guy, there's some other dudes. And sometimes you even have Pan-Africans like Afro Think Tank even joining them now because he's also hungry and he wants to make money. Everybody has gone into this FBA grift. It's a grift. They're just trying to make money. So I used to only just talk about passport bros and travel. But I decided to move to this because one, I know black Americans. I've lived here for 20 years, so I know black Americans. And I decided to move to this to bloody their nose, to make that money hard to make. Because if they make that money like they did with the gender wars where the women didn't really push back, it'll be free money. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to say the most ridiculous things to force these people to capitulate and stop doing what they're doing. If they stop, we stop. I have no interest disrespecting black folks. I don't want to do it. I've been on record for saying that. I don't want to do it. I really don't. I don't hate these people. I don't want to do it. But I will present a challenge to their narratives and I'll call out the obvious. And at least with me, have you ever seen me do a thumbnail with black dudes looking a certain kind of way, looking sick, disrespecting how they look? No. Sometimes I'll put you guys in a daishiki just to make the narrative that you're Africans, right? But for the most part, I'll give you your hairline. I'll make you look good in my thumbnails. I put you in suits. I don't disrespect y'all. The narrative is always a pushback to what somebody else in your community is saying. You're never going to get a free pass at disrespecting Caribbean people and African people and not expect anything back. Those days are over. They got a 2-year head start of disrespecting us. And we just listened and nobody pushed back. But now, a 2,000 sub channel can get death threats. Why are black people sending me death threats when I only have 2,000 people? which 50% of the 2,000 people even live and sit in Africa. Most of my audience live in Africa. I've made 50 in the US, 50% USA, and other countries, 50% Africa. But yet, the 50% that have seen my content will send me death threats in my emails and in my live streams. But have you seen the black immigrant threaten Tariq Nasheed? No, we don't. We're always able to absorb it. And that's what I'm saying. You all need to be able to absorb it too. Because if we don't bloody their nose, this thing will go on for 10 years. But if we start bloodying their nose, everybody's going to get concerned. Eventually, they're going to self-correct. That's how you deal with bullies. These guys are bullies. They're just bullying us. They're just bullying. They're like, oh, these are the weakest link. Let's bully them. Well, they didn't know they'll meet some resistance. And every day I look on YouTube, there are more and more African channels opening up. More of them are coming up. So eventually they're going to stop. I think they will stop. It'll take a while, but eventually they will stop.